There is a question, hey music, that nearly every older man finds himself asking during the quiet hours. My friend, even if he would never dare speak it out loud, does she actually love me, or does she only love what I represent? Chorchi clears throat. Chor. That is the question that haunts an older man in a relationship with a younger woman. It's the question that runs beneath the dinners, the travels, the laughter, the long, deep conversations. Chorchi ke musica chorch. Because the world has whispered to him, over and over, that women stay with older men only for security, for money, for stability, and music, for the things he can provide. So even when she looks at him with genuine warmth in her eyes, a small inner voice keeps asking, but how can I be sure? Tonight, I am finally going to give you the answer. The 7 specific, almost unconscious things a woman does, without even realizing she is doing them, when her love for an older man is authentic. Not performed, not transactional. Her music not based on what he provides. Real love. These are not the obvious signs. They aren't the words she says out loud. They are the quiet, subtle behaviors that reveal what is truly happening inside her heart. And once you learn to read them, you will never again find yourself wondering whether the woman in your life truly loves you. You will simply know. Stay with me until the very end, because the 7th sign is the most profound of all, and it is the one almost no man knows how to look for. Let's begin. The first sign, she asks about your past without wanting anything from it. The very first thing a genuinely loving woman does with an older man is become deeply, almost endlessly curious about his music past. Not the polished dinner party highlight reel. The real past. The boyhood. The first love. The friendships from decades ago. The hard years no one discusses. The job he had at 23 that he barely mentions. The dreams he chased at 30 that never worked out. The losses that carved into him. The choices he wishes he could take back. The version of him that existed long before she ever stepped into his life. She asks about these things, not to extract information, not to fake interest, but because she has fallen in love with a man whose story she wants to understand from its very first chapter. She wants to know who shaped him, what he was like before life either softened or hardened him. She wants to see the old photographs of him when he was young. Not to compare, but to feel the living continuity of the person she loves. Here is how you know it's real. A transactional woman does not ask about your past. She doesn't want to hear about your first heartbreak in 1987. She couldn't care less about the apartment you lived in at 28. Her interest in you begins roughly the moment she met you, because everything before that has no value to her. But a woman who genuinely loves you, she wants to meet every version of you that ever existed. Trosher ke musica torture. She wants to know the boy, the young man, the struggling 30-something. Torture music, towards the man you were in all those years she never knew. Her love reaches backward through time to claim the man she could not have had back then. That backward reach is one of the most unmistakable signs of real love you will ever encounter. Pay attention to whether she asks. Pay attention to whether she remembers what you told her. A woman who treasures those fragments of your earlier life is a woman in love with you, not with what you can give her. The second sign, she worries about your body in specific, small ways. This second sign is one of the most underrated, my friend, and also one of the most reliable. A woman who genuinely loves an older man begins to quietly worry about his body in small, specific ways that she could never fake, even if she tried. She notices you are tired before you do. She watches how you climb the stairs and registers it without a word. She mentions whether you've been eating enough, sleeping enough, drinking enough water. She gently nudges you toward that doctor's appointment you keep putting off. She puts a hand on your back when you stand up too fast. She remembers your medications, even when you've forgotten them yourself. These are not the actions of a woman going through the motions, not the behaviors of a woman performing affection. These are the actions of a woman whose nervous system has bonded to yours so deeply that her own body now quietly monitors yours. The way a mother's body watches over her child, the way a wife of 50 years watches over her husband. This is the bonding response in its most honest form. And here is what makes it unmistakable. She doesn't make a big show of these gestures. She does them quietly, almost reflexively, because she can't help it. The worry is automatic. It rises in her without her choosing it. A woman who does not truly love you will not do this. She won't notice the subtle signs that you aren't feeling well. She won't nudge you toward better health. She won't care in that ongoing, low-level, constant way music about whether your body is okay. She might say the right things if you bring it up, but she won't be silently tracking you. A woman tracks the man she loves. If you have a woman who watches out for your body in those small ways, who notices what you don't, who worries quietly without turning it into a performance, you are being truly loved, my friend. That kind of quiet monitoring cannot be faked. The third sign, she talks about a future that includes you aging CVZ. Here is one of the most beautiful and most overlooked signs of all. A woman who genuinely loves an older man talks about a future that includes him growing older. Most relationships, especially those with a significant age gap, exist in a kind of frozen present. Both people, often without realizing it, avoid talking about what happens in 10, 15, 20 years. Music, the age gap is the elephant in the room. And the easiest way to ignore an elephant is to keep the conversation focused on next weekend. But a genuinely loving woman does not avoid the future. She walks straight toward it. She talks about where the two of you will live when you slow down. She casually mentions the things she wants to do with you when you are older. She references, without flinching, the years ahead when you will be in your 70s, your 80s. She isn't performing acceptance of your aging. She is actively imagining it. She is building, in her own mind, a life that includes you in every chapter still to come. This is enormous, my friend. What she is telling you, without music saying it directly, is that she has accepted the age gap, not as a problem to manage, but as a reality to live inside. She has imagined the version of you that will be slower, grayer, perhaps frailer. She has imagined standing beside that version of you, and she is at peace with it. Not just at peace. She is actively planning for it. A transactional woman will not do this. She will keep the conversation in the present. She will be vague about the future. She will avoid imagining the older version of you because, deep down, that older version is not part of her actual music plan. She is here for the man you are right now, not the man you will become in 20 years. Trochem musicator. Listen to how she talks about the future. Listen for whether she places you inside it as you will actually be, not as you are now. That placement, music, is love speaking. A woman willing to imagine your aging beside her is a woman who is not going anywhere. The fourth sign, she defends you when you are not in the room. This fourth sign is one you will almost never see directly, but it leaks out in small ways if you know what to look for. A woman who genuinely loves an older man defends him fiercely when he is not in the room. The world, my friend, is not always kind to age gap relationships. Her friends might make comments. Her family might raise eyebrows. Her colleagues might say things, subtle or not, about the man in her life. And what she does in those moments, when you aren't there to defend yourself, tells you everything about whether her love is real Torture and music. Torture. A woman who truly loves you does not stay silent when someone criticizes you. She does not let the comments slide to keep the peace. She does not laugh nervously when her friends joke about your age. She corrects them firmly, without apology. She defends not just the relationship, but the man inside it. She makes it clear, in tone, in music, and in words, that the people in her life will respect you, or they will not have access to her. You will see the evidence of this. Even though you don't witness the conversations themselves, you will see it in how her friends treat you when you finally meet them. Torture music. Toward they are warm, respectful, careful, because she has already trained them to be. You will see it in how her family approaches you. They don't make the comments they probably wanted to make, because she has already shut those comments down before you arrived. You will see it in the absence of awkwardness, in the smoothness of her social world around you, which is the visible result of invisible defense she has done on your behalf. A woman who does not truly love you does not do this work. She lets the comments slide. She lets her friends mock you behind your back. She does not stand between you and the people who would diminish you. Her silence, when others speak against you, is the loudest proof that her love is not what it seems. Short music. If you have a woman who shields you from the doubts of her world, who has fought private battles for you that you will never fully see, you have a woman who loves you. My friend, that kind of defense costs her something, and the willingness to pay that cost is real love in action. Here's the fifth sign: she is not afraid to disagree with you. This one will surprise some of you, my friend, but stay with me. A woman who genuinely loves an older man is not afraid to disagree with him. Most people assume that love means agreement. Torture music. That a woman who truly loves a man will go along with what he says, defer to his experience, let him be the wiser one in the room. That is wrong, and women who behave that way are usually not the ones in love. Torca musicator. They are the ones managing the relationship, walking on eggshells, performing the role they think they're supposed to play. A woman who is genuinely in love with you, who feels safe with you, who trusts the strength of your connection, will disagree with you. She will tell you when she thinks you're wrong. She will push back on your opinions. She will challenge your assumptions. She will offer her own perspective without softening it into nothing, because she trusts that the love-hate music between you is strong enough to hold disagreement. This is one of the deepest signs of real love, and most older men misread it. They think a woman who disagrees with them is being difficult, disrespectful, or worse, falling out of love. The opposite is true. The woman who disagrees with her music you is the woman who feels safe enough to be herself with you. She is not curating her words to manage you. She is not performing harmony. Torture musica. Torture. She is showing you the real shape of her mind because she trusts you to handle it. Here is the deeper truth. A woman who is afraid of losing you will not disagree with you. She will be careful. She will accommodate. She will perform agreement to keep the relationship safe. But a woman who is secure in your love, who knows you love her back, her music, who trusts that your connection can survive friction, will speak her mind without filtering. If she challenges you, if she pushes back, if she tells you when you are wrong, do not take it as a threat. Take it as one of the highest compliments she can give you. She is telling you, through her honesty, that she loves you enough to risk being honest. Almost nothing is more valuable than that. The sixth sign: she wants to be near you when nothing is happening. See, the sixth sign is one of the simplest and most revealing, my friend. A woman who genuinely loves an older man wants to be near him when nothing is happening. Anyone can enjoy the exciting parts of a relationship. The trips, the dinners, the events, the nights out. Those are easy. The real test of love is what happens during the boring parts. The slow afternoons with nothing on the schedule. The quiet evenings when the TV is on and neither of you is really watching. Music. The mornings before the day has started with no plan at all. A woman who genuinely loves you wants to be near you in those moments. She doesn't need a reason. Torch music torch. She doesn't need an activity. She doesn't need a destination. She simply wants to share the same space. Reading her book while you read yours. Working on her laptop in the same room. Sitting beside you on the couch in comfortable silence. This is one of the most reliable signs, because it cannot be faked. Performed love requires events, occasions, things to do, distractions. Real love can exist in stillness. It is content with the simple fact of shared proximity. It doesn't need to be entertained. A woman who does not genuinely love you will grow restless in those quiet moments. She will reach for her phone. She will suggest going out. Watching music a tour. She will make the empty time feel uncomfortable, because empty time is when the absence of real connection becomes visible. She cannot be still with you, because stillness reveals what is missing. But the woman who loves you genuinely will look up from her book, meet your eyes across the room, and smile for no reason at all, just because you are there. She will fall asleep next to you on the couch, in the middle of the afternoon. She will hum to herself while cooking in the same kitchen where you are sitting. The quiet moments are not empty for her. They are full, because you are in them. If you have a woman who is content to be near you when nothing is happening, you have one of the rarest gifts a man can be given. Hold it carefully. The seventh sign, she sees the boy inside the man. Now we arrive at the deepest sign of all, my friend. The one I told you almost no man knows how to look for. A woman who genuinely loves an older man sees the boy inside the man. This is the most intimate kind of seeing there is. Every older